This video is brought to you by the good people over at patriotpost.us. They are a fantastic source of news and information, and a link for them will be in the description box. So when you go over there and subscribe, tell them that ABL sent you. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about CNN's Don Lemon being accused of sexual assault. Now, I've heard about this story for quite a while now, but I did not report on it right away because the guy, because Don Lemon is gay, but that's a different story. And for now, I digress. The guy allegedly had some anti-CNN posts on his social media pages. Now, I've not seen those for myself. Apparently, he deleted his Twitter and his Instagram if he had it. So I've not seen it myself, but that's what they, and when I say they, I mean CNN, that's what they said about him. So I just waited a little bit until I had more information, and today I have more information. Let's back up a little bit here to explain the story. Now, apparently, this guy that's accusing Don Lemon worked as a bartender, but not at the bar where Don Lemon was at, where the alleged sexual assault happened. He was at a different bar. It was him and his manager of that different bar that went to this bar after their bar closes. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, they working a shift in the bar, and rather than just going straight home after that's closed, they went to a late night spot, the after party spot, and Don Lemon was there. Now, apparently, Don Lemon was drunk, but the guy didn't know it, and he's a fan. So he goes up to him and strikes up a little small talk. And Don Lemon at first was like, not really trying to, kind of like standoffish, not really trying to talk to him or whatever. And later on, Lemon comes up to the guy, sticks his hand in his pants, and says, basically without being too vulgar, "Do you like men or women?" That was not the exact quote. His real quote was much more vulgar. And if you want to read that for yourself, I'll place that in the description box below. But he fondled his genitalia and asked him that very vulgar question. Now, the guy was totally embarrassed and didn't really know what to do. It's like, okay, do you fight this guy? This is Don Lemon. You're in the bar. What's going on? And by the way, the person is allegedly heterosexual. Now, I don't know what kind of cloth this guy is cut from, but it couldn't have been me that had a guy come up to me and touch my twig and berries without it being a fight. We're going to fight to the death. But again, that's a different story. And for now, I digress. I'm not really sure why he didn't react to whatever, but he didn't. So now there's a lawsuit. Allegedly, there was talks of a settlement in like the 6-figure range, but the deal never materialized. All right. Now, I'm not sure if that was with CNN, if it was with Don Lemon specifically, aside from the company CNN. I can't really call it. Don Lemon, of course, has denied all allegations. He said it's not true. But the issue is that there's a witness. Like I said, the guy that's accusing Don Lemon came to the bar with his manager. His manager came out and said that the story is true, that what the accuser is saying did happen. And he felt kind of bad because he saw it and laughed at first like it wasn't really a big deal. Maybe he didn't see the guy's hand go into his boxer drawers. Maybe he didn't see that. Maybe he saw it from a distance and didn't understand what was going on. Okay. But he is confirming what the guy said because he saw them interact with each other. Now, I have no idea why Don Lemon would do a thing like that, whatever the case is. But what's up with these CNN guys in bars in New York? Because this incident allegedly happened in the Hamptons, a really posh area not far from New York City. Chris Cuomo, a.k.a. Fredo Cuomo, had his incident happen in some bar in New York City. So if you're on CNN, don't go to New York bars. You might get caught doing something crazy. In the case of Chris Cuomo, his was caught on videotape and audio tape. You hear him, you see him doing whatever he was doing. Now, Don Lemon, on the other hand, this was more hearsay. It could be true, it could be false, but now you have witnesses that say you sexually assaulted somebody. Now, will there be any kind of media coverage of this? Okay. CNN wants to cover the Neil Gorsuch situation, talking about he's a sexual predator, this, that, and the third. You want to talk about those that are accusing Trump of sexual assault, accusing everybody of sexual assault. Anybody that's a political enemy you want to cover. What about your own people? Okay, what about Fredo? Chris, what about Chris Cuomo? What about him? Are we going to cover his situation that happened on videotape? You going to talk about that? Or will it be an apology and back to normal? How about Don Lemon? Deny, deny, deny. Even though you got witnesses, if this were a Donald Trump situation, they'd be all over it. All right, like white on rice, but they're not. I wonder why. It's pretty clear what's going on. There is a lawsuit right now against Don Lemon from the guy. I guess the settlement was a pre-lawsuit talk. I'm not really sure how that works. How you can talk about a settlement before the lawsuit, but anyway, there's a lawsuit going on right now against Don Lemon. Will he settle? Will it be a court case? Are you going to see him in court? Is he going to have the hater blockers on? What's really going to happen with the situation? All that I know as I close is that CNN and a lot of these other mainstream media networks purport themselves to be pillars of virtue, just impossible to attack on their misdeeds and sins and misgivings. But obviously that's not true, especially on CNN. Not only do they lie about a lot of different things, they also have some very imperfect characters that want to preach to you about the joys of being perfect by stomping on those they deem to be imperfect. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Don Lemon did do this? How about his husband or his fiance that he's about to get married to or is married to? How does he feel about this whole situation? You know, you want to be in the bar, getting drunk, touching no dudes, ding-a-lings, like what's really happening here? Do you think that the guy is just trying to attack CNN or Don Lemon? Is it a real lawsuit? How would this lawsuit be handled if it were not a CNN employee? Let's say it were a Fox News employee. How would CNN cover it if they covered it, which they most likely would, because all political enemies, in my humble opinion, are on the table to be attacked over at CNN. Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.